by now. Councillor Fraser McPherson. Fraser, good morning to you.
Good morning, Ali.
Good morning.
Ali, I just wanted to touch on the issue of bus subsidies and why does the council subsidise certain buses. And the bottom line on it is that the small number, and it is a small number of routes that the council subsidises, are really for places where, quite frankly, there otherwise wouldn't be a bus service. And if I can give you an example of that, there was a gentleman on last week, quite rightly raising the issue of the rerouting of the number 4 service away from streets like Scott Street, Tulladeff, Pentland area. And residents are rightly really distressed about the fact that they've lost their bus. Now, the council has stepped in with a service, the 204, run on a similar basis than the 206 the lady was from Broughty Ferry was mentioning a little bit earlier. Now, the council actually does keep the revenue from these, and if the council can make a success, basically the council's paying, in this case, National Express, a certain amount of money to run that service. But the bottom line is if the council can make a success of it, well, what I'm wanting to see, because the 204, for example, doesn't remotely run as frequently as the 4 did. It's only every couple of hours. And what I'm wanting to argue with our head of transportation is to see if we can get through the success of the bus and getting people using it to get that frequency increased, because at the end of the day, how much use is a bus that runs only every couple of hours? But my other reason for phoning today, Ali, was really about one aspect of bus subsidies and one area where I think the council really does have to look at extending. Now, I take the point the lady was making about Ninewells Hospital, and I think the areas she mentioned aren't my ward, and I'm not aware of the particular issues there, but I would certainly urge her to get in touch with our own local councillors, who I'm sure will be willing to take up the issue with National Express Dundee. Because I do take her point. The concern I've got in particular is about the withdrawal of a school bus, the 4S, which took St John's pupils from the West End up to the school. And it's left parents with a real worry about the fact that the walking distance for some of them is up to 3/4 of an hour. There's no direct bus anymore, and the bus alternatives take that sort of length of time as well. Now, over 30 parents came along to a meeting of the local community planning partnership in the West End on Thursday night to express their concern. The school think it affects up to 43 pupils. And I think when you're up to 43 pupils, Ali, you're talking about something that's not far off commercially viable.
So, sorry, Fraser, we are running out of time, so I'm just
absolutely
trying to get it in there. Why would they take this bus off? Surely with 43 pupils, that's nearly a busload. Surely, goodness, that has to be commercially viable.
Well, we met Phil Smith, I and some of the residents, local residents group Community Spirit, met with Phil Smith of National Express Dundee on Thursday. He's of the view that as far as a school bus goes, he only views one that really packs a double-decker as being commercially viable. But the bottom line for me is that it's not beyond the ability of the council to put together something that could wash its face, if you like, financially for 43 pupils. And when you get into the darker nights, walking for 3/4 of an hour potentially, some for just half an hour, but nonetheless a long way, and uphill, and in the dark, and carrying heavy books to school and so on. It really isn't an acceptable situation, Ali. I'm sure you'd agree.
I'd agree with that, yeah. Right. Thank you very much indeed for coming on to the programme today.